Hello traders, this is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning with the Top Gainers trading plan and I wanted to share it with you because there's some important lessons. The trade was with ADTX. It was a nice, easy one and done trade, so it's a fun trade to watch. And we did get our 3-hour profit target. That's not always the case. In fact, usually we end up with a max loss day with this trading plan. If you want to see all the trades taken with the Top Gainers trading plan, I have a playlist with every single trade on my YouTube channel. So, but today was a fun one, a nice, easy one and done trade. And also to give you a little backstory, if you're wondering, well, why am I trading this plan if so far it's not profitable? Well, we came up with a profitable trading plan called the small cap trading plan. And although it was profitable, quite profitable, up 15 times our risk after 100 trades. So depending on your risk, if you're risking $10, you'd be up $150. If you're risking $100, you'd be up $1,500. The problem with the small cap test plan was that it was very difficult to trade. It was tedious to trade, and there was a lot of no trade days, which, maybe that's the way it needs to be because that plan was profitable. And so far, after 95 trades, the Top Gainers trading plan, which is much easier and allows you to trade every day, is not profitable almost by the exact amount that the small cap test is profitable. So we're going to go all over that stuff at the very end of the the Top Gainers test. We're going to wait till we get to 100 trades. We're at 95 right now, so we're very close. We'll definitely finish this thing up by next week. And then we'll talk about what we learned and what we can do moving forward. But here you can see where I pulled ADTX up right off of the Top Gainers list, and it meets all of my requirements. It's actually just below the volume, the lower limit of the volume. I require 250,000 shares or more, but I know that if it gets up to that alert, that it will have the volume that we need to see in order to be able to trade it. So that's why I went ahead and placed the alert. And if that alert gets triggered, then that's the stock that I have to trade. And that really helps out with trader discipline, kind of this first come, first serve basis. I did that as well with the small cap test. And it keeps you from second guessing yourself and thinking, what if, and jumping around from ticker symbol to ticker symbol. So that's the way that I prefer to trade. So let's wait and see where ADTX finally triggered our alert. There it is right there, price alert on ADTX. And you can see that it does have the minimum volume requirement, 250,000 shares or more is what I require right at the open. And it was meeting that. So now we are just waiting to get triggered into a trade. And once these stocks break out through their previous session high, I just wait for a pullback and enter on the first 1 minute candle that makes a new high. It's very simple criteria, or I should say an entry, but that's kind of the whole point of this trading plan, was to make it super simple and see if we could be profitable, and the main edge being the trader discipline and the 3-hour profit target. So again, once we hit 100 trades, we'll go over all of the results so far, but today's worked out, and let's see where we got in. So yeah, so you might think that this is kind of a crazy entry, but again, this is all according to the trading plan. Even if we only get one candle of pullback and then the next candle makes a new high, we have to enter on that trade, and that's just according to the trading plan. So we got a pullback on this candle, and then the next candle broke out through that high. Now, this is the important lesson about trading stocks below $5, especially on Webull. This may be true on other platforms, I'm not sure. But if you've been following along, you know that I like to use my hotkeys to get into these trades. But whenever I try to do that on a sub $5 stock, it just doesn't work. The hotkeys just do not work well the way they're programmed or whatever on these sub $5 stocks. So instead of using the hotkeys, I use the trade widget, and I put in basically the same criteria, or I should say the same quantity. The order type is a limit. My hotkeys buy the ask, which is also a limit order. That's just going to buy at the ask price, place a limit order at the ask price, and it also uses an offset. But here we're just setting the limit price without an offset. So I try to set it higher than where the break over the previous candle is. So you can see the high here is 356. I think I adjust this up to 359 before this thing breaks out. So right now I'm watching the price bubble. I'm waiting for 356 to be broken. Let's just back it up a little bit. So anything higher than 356 means I have to get into this trade. And you see what happens. This thing just jumps right over 356 and goes up to 359. As soon as that happens, I click the buy button and I get filled with a very nice fill at 354.5. So great fill there because the price is oscillating around. That's the only reason that fill was so good. It has nothing to do with the broker platform or whatever. It's just a matter of the orders coming in. So that's what determines whether you get slippage or not. Anyway, now we're in this thing. And with these really volatile stocks near the open like this, I like to place the stop just below the low of the previous candle. That's what we did here. And now the 3-hour profit target is calculated and we move the profit target to that level. And I had kind of placed it there ahead of time just because I saw the price was moving up and it was in danger of hitting our profit target prematurely. So I slid it up and turned it out. It was exactly where it needed to be. So now we are all done with this trade at this point. There's only three possible outcomes. The two most likely are that it hits our stop loss or our profit target. The third is that it oscillates between those two and that we have to close the trade at the end of the day. And let's fast forward and see what happened in this trade. And I'll say this was not an easy trade if you're a new trader. If you don't have trader discipline, you don't have a plan to follow, and you're sitting here and you're watching the price oscillate around, you're going to have a very hard time holding through this whole move. I don't, only because I've collected data and statistics and I know exactly what the likelihood of each outcome is. So I know that, what the worst case scenario is and I know what the best case scenario is, and I'm willing to accept all outcomes. And that's the beauty of collecting statistics on your trading, is that it gives you a sense of comfort because you know that even the worst case scenario is not going to be that bad. So that's why I'm able to hold even through this crazy price action. You can see this thing, it kept making new highs and then kind of selling off, making new highs and then selling off, and just kept doing that over and over again. So it was very kind of unstable, not a very clean move. I mean, overall, this is a nice kind of continuous trend upward, but with these choppy red candles with huge chopping tails, again, if you were not disciplined, you might get scared out of this thing. But we just hold to our profit target or our stop loss. And you can see this thing got within 5 cents and we still don't touch anything. We don't move anything. Now I'm just placing a line where the 2-hour profit target is, because that's something that I record for my own statistics. Just in case this thing comes down and stops us out, I can record that it did hit our 2-hour profit target. So just fast forwarding here a little bit more. Finally, it does pop up and hit our profit target. So nice one and done 3-hour trade. And the big lesson here is always to stick to your plan no matter what. The other lesson that I shared with you in this video was that when you're trading these sub $5 stocks, it's easiest to use the trade widget and use limit orders. Set the limit price above where you think the price is going to be when you want to get in, and you should generally get filled lower than that. Like, for example, I could have had this thing set to $4, the limit price, and if I clicked it when I did at the exact same time, I would have got the exact same fill at 354. So setting the limit price above the price where you think you're going to get triggered just guarantees that you actually get filled. And if there's a little bit of slippage, you're still going to get in. And that's always better than missing the trade by a few cents because there was a little bit of slippage. Even if the trade stops you out, it's a trade that you wanted to be in because it met all of your criteria and it was your setup. So you never want to miss a trade because of slippage or something like that. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. As always, go into every trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.